can't do this all on my own. No, I know I'm no Superman.
Okay, my favorite restaurant is Yosaku.
My favorite restaurant is definitely the Whole Foods Salad Bar. I'm particularly interested in the vegan chicken salad.
Favorite restaurant? I would say Dondo's, just because I love it. Many of you might not know it, probably don't, but that's okay. I'm not from here.
My favorite restaurant is Local 188. I've loved that restaurant for a very long time when it was in its littler space, and now it's in a bigger space, which is extra exciting. But I wish they would bring back pancakes, because they got rid of pancakes, and that makes me sad.
Favorite restaurant? Don't know if I really have a favorite restaurant. I like a lot of the local restaurants. I guess I would say I like the Front Room in town.
My favorite restaurant, I can say, the Chinese restaurant. They prepare a very good variety of foods. They serve a lot of fruit and vegetables. All their food are natural and they do not put a lot of oils.
My favorite restaurant is Paiman Miyake in Portland.
My favorite restaurant is 188 in Portland because they have amazing drinks and amazing food.
My favorite restaurant is Tu Casa, and not just because I'm a Spanish teacher, I love their food.
My favorite restaurant to go to in Portland is 4th Street.
Favorite restaurant?
That's a very good question, Anne. I have a few favorite restaurants. One that we always go to is the Green Elephant. I really like Silly's, Grace, and Petite Jacqueline. For special occasions are also delicious.
My favorite restaurant is in Portland, Infinity, and partly because they brew their own stuff there too.
My favorite restaurant is Street and Company in Portland on Wharf Street. Love it.
Most of my free time is spent walking my dog, Sunny.
Favorite thing to do when I'm not teaching is travel around the world because I love adventure and to learn about different cultures.
Favorite thing to do when you're not teaching? I love trail running. I love just getting out, running in the woods, ultra distances, long stuff, just getting lost in space.
When you're not teaching, I don't know, spend time with my kids and my family or my friends. I like to watch football, that sort of stuff.
Reading and writing poetry, and I like writing it because it makes me distill language into a very small form, which I appreciate. And reading because it scares me a little bit, but it makes me feel good when I finished.
When I am not teaching, I love to get on my bike and bike somewhere new and then eat something delicious and bike home.
When I'm not teaching, actually, I like a lot of things. Singing with my best band, the Hillsong United. I put it on YouTube and I play around with the choir or just the songs. Other times when I'm not in the house, I'm using my bike, I'm going around. I like exercising sometimes and walking around, contemplating the nature and looking at people.
My favorite thing to do when I'm not teaching is either reading or learning to play the bass guitar to keep myself occupied.
When I am not teaching, I like to be outside because otherwise I twitch. I have a lot of nervous energy, so I go kayaking or hiking or biking.
I really love to travel. I love going to new places and experiencing new things.
I really like to spend time with my family. We have a 13-month-old fostered little girl who's adorable and a lot of fun. And if
What's her name?
Her name's Peyton, with a Y. And if I'm not doing that, or even if I am doing that, reading is also a lot of fun for me.
My favorite thing to do is to go running or hiking or be outside, even when it's snowing out, cross-country skiing.
Because why?
Because I like that zen feel of being outside and not thinking about all the kiddos.
When I'm not teaching, I am either playing with my 6-year-old son, who keeps me very busy, or working in my flower gardens. I have about 13 flower gardens on my property.
Would be David Byrne. and I would pick his brain about his PowerPoints.
I have lunch with one person. That would be Kimye, as long as Kimye counts as one person. But if Kimye doesn't count as one person, probably Henry Kissinger, because I'm a really big fan of Cold War history.
I would say because I like space, probably John Muir, because that guy would disappear into space for extended periods of time, and I love public parks, and he was a big part of that, so John Muir.
I don't know, I guess my grandparents that have passed away.
Audrey Hepburn, because she grew up in a time of great sadness and sorrow. She witnessed the Holocaust as a youth and used that inspiration to make beautiful art and become a humanitarian as an adult. She worked a lot with Amnesty and advocated for children all over the world. So she used her grace and popularity to a really good end.
This person, I think, that would be Nelson Mandela. I would like to learn more how Mandela was able to, yes, come to power and get out when his term was over and forgive those who had harmed him. Actually, he's a strong character, a person that we need to find as a model for life in general.
The late Gabriel Garcia Marquez, because he's one of my favorite authors, and I think he would be a good, entertaining storyteller.
Prophet, any prophet, and ask them if they knew what they were getting into. Like, what are you doing?
Elon Musk, who is the CEO of SpaceX and PayPal and Tesla, because he is the Iron Man of our time. I think he could offer some insight.
I think I had trouble with this one, but I said Lincoln because it was an interesting life growing up. He did a lot of important things, lived through some important events in time.
I think if I could have lunch with one person, it would have to be Martin Luther King, because he was one of my first heroes, probably in second grade, and it'd be great to tell him that and talk to him about his inspirational career.
Would be George Eliot. She is a Victorian novelist. I would love to have lunch with her and talk to her about her writing because she's my favorite author.
I would have to say Robert Redford, and I know some of you are probably saying, who is that? He had my heart in the movie The Way We Were with Barbra Streisand. So he has the most mesmerizing eyes and just amazing smile. So I would have to say Robert and I would dine together.
Favorite movie of all time is Purple Rain.
My favorite movie of all time would be Terminator 2: Judgment Day.
The Matrix, not because of the cinematography necessarily, but because of the idea of what is real, how do we interpret our environment, what do we think is true or not true, or real or not real. I like that, kind of blew my mind a little bit.
I don't really have a favorite movie of all time. My favorite television show is The Sopranos, so I would also say that probably Tony Soprano would be my favorite fictional character.
Awesome.
Strictly Ballroom. It's Baz Luhrmann who made Moulin Rouge's first movie. It's about a sort of misguided small dance academy in New Zealand, and it's hilarious and sweet and wonderful and kind of quirky.
Favorite movie of all time is Raiders of the Lost Ark.
What is your favorite movie of all time?
I like Amelie.
Good one. Any particular reason, or is it just...
It's just cute. It's happy.
Forrest Gump. Isn't that every history teacher's favorite movie?
Definitely The Wizard of Oz.
You want to elaborate?
It's just such a happy movie. I don't know. Everybody's happy when they're in the color, in the colorful world, and But I don't know. I get what it makes you see that anything can happen. I guess if you believe.
Hi folks, I'm reporter Leslie Stahl, and I'm here with this man to ask him a couple of questions. First off, sir, what is your name and where is your hometown?
I am a teacher from Smartsville, USA, Country World, Planet World, Asia Society included.
Well then, what is your favorite thing to do when you are not teaching, and why?
I like to go out into nature and its natural habitat, using natural settings. Find me some small little creatures that are endangered, and then I like to take photographs of them and then stuff them so that we have a record of them when they're gone.
So sweet. If you could have lunch with one person, not related to you, living or dead, who would that be, and why?
That would have to be Paul McCartney of the Beatles. I love his hair, and I've always wanted to hear him say, "Oh, to break the bond up." Love that.
What is your favorite movie of all time?
I would have to say my favorite movie, because of its ramifications and its dictation of social class structure and do's and don'ts, mores, probably Gone with the Wind. And I do love the part where she goes, "Oh, Rat, what shall I do? Where shall I go?" I get teary-eyed every time.
Aww.
I can't do this all on my own. No, I know I'm no Superman.